love that. Need more news people like me? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Welcome to another fucking live. I'm your host, Kellerman. And today, Trump's making an announcement. I don't know what it's about. So let's just start it up here and see what's going on. Black sheep in the house. What's up?
Thank you very much. We have a very big announcement to make today. You all know Johnny. He came all the way from Italy, the beautiful country of Italy, to be with us, and he just got off the plane, and he's a hardworking guy, does a phenomenal job with FIFA. Nobody like him. I'm delighted to welcome FIFA President
Put myself in front of the phones.
Gianni Infantino back to the White House for a major announcement about one of the most anticipated competitions in all of sports, the 2026, and this is a big deal, I'll tell you. I was so happy to get it, the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
We're hosting
It's going to be the World Cup as we know it. It's the biggest event in sports, I guess, Johnny, right?
Yep.
On December 5th of this year, the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw will take place at the
This is the announcement? It's about the World Cup?
The Trump Kennedy Center.
How many of you watch
We're not
soccer?
prepared to do that quite yet.
Tell me in the
Maybe
chat.
a week or
You
so.
all watching soccer?
But right here in Washington, D.C., it's a
Maybe
tremendous
just the
honor
World
to
Cup.
bring the global event
Tell me
to
if you
this
watch
incredible
soccer all the time,
group of
soccer all the
people,
time, or
these
just the World
unbelievable
Cup,
athletes, the
or
best
not at all.
athletes in the world, to the cultural center of our nation's capital. I just left the Kennedy Center. We're spending a lot of money wisely on making it really beautiful. It's going to be beautiful again. It's like Washington, D.C. We had, by the way, in Washington, D.C., we have the lowest crime numbers they've had in years.
Well, that was already the
It
case.
sounds like it's a horrible thing to say, but I might as well say it. 0 murders in the last week since we've done this. That's the first time in memory that that's happened. And you can believe
He's wearing a hat that
it's
says
that
Trump
kind of
was
stuff.
right about everything.
And I'm tired of listening to these people say how safe it was before we got here. It
Wow,
was
they really
unsafe.
changed the
It was
motto.
horrible. And Mayor Bowser better get her act straight, or she won't be mayor very long. Because,
What?
we'll take it over, the federal government run it like it's supposed to be run.
Troway doesn't quite have the same
Crime-infested,
ring to it as
rat-hole.
MAGA.
And they do have a lot of rats. We're getting rid of them too. And we've made a lot of progress. And it was extremely unsafe, and now it's extremely safe. We had virtually no crime. The number was down 87%, and I'm trying to figure out where was the 13%, because I don't think it existed. The National Guard has been unbelievable.
Yeah,
They're
to be
working with
clear,
the
there's no
police,
crime
and
because
they have some
the
very good
streets have
people
been
in there. They have some
militarized.
people that shouldn't be police, actually.
There are
But there's
police
some great
and
people
military
there.
on every corner,
And,
so
the
go
Washington,
figure. There's
D.C. is a
no.
whole different
I don't think we
place,
want to
and
do that
Johnny, I'm
though.
sure you'll be happy to
Don't we
hear
want to
that.
ensure a lower crime
But
rate
it's a whole different
in a
place.
different
People are
way?
excited again. They're going out to restaurants again. That was the other thing I saw numbers. That restaurant business is down in the last week. No. Restaurant business, you can't get into a restaurant. Just really lying people. And that's why people don't understand how bad and how dishonest the press is. I saw one poll that had us at 19% favorable on what we're doing with Washington. Then I saw another one that has us 94% favorable. And I can tell you the 94% is correct. The others are fake, just fake news. They got to get their act together. So bad for our country, so sick actually. So Washington, D.C. is really doing unbelievably well. And the Kennedy Center that we're fixing, I was just there all morning with contractors. We're making it unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable. It's got great bones, but it needs a lot of work. The World Cup draw will set up the group stage of competition. 48 teams will play in 104 games across 16 North American cities, from Seattle to Vancouver to Atlanta to Miami. It's going to be so exciting for our country. The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be one of the largest and most complex events. This will be one of the greatest events, one of the largest. In a way, it's like Johnny said it better. It's like having many Super Bowls in a short period of time. Because each one of these games essentially is a Super Bowl. Some of them are bigger than Super Bowls, actually. But they're essentially, each one of these games is like a Super Bowl. The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be the largest, most complex.
Yeah, the hat. I agree. The hat is wild.
And the Kennedy Center will give it a phenomenal kickoff, and we'll be involved, and they'll be working over there for quite a bit of time. We have it all set that they can stay there for the big events, the big press conferences and everything else. And they'll be in a very safe capital. That'll be nice. You don't have to worry about walking down the street, Johnny, okay?
Thank you.
But you could handle yourself.
I could.
Already, FIFA is projecting 6 million loyal fans will attend the World Cup events next year, and 6 billion more are going to be watching back home, and they think the $6 billion number
Yes,
is
he
gonna
is
be
explaining
actually
how
a
the
number.
World Cup works.
And this will drive more than $30 billion into the U.S. economy and create 185,000 American jobs in a short period of time, too. No sporting event attracts more attention, more fans, more viewers, or more revenue than the FIFA World Cup. And again, I'll just say it's the World Cup, and it's the biggest thing there is in sports, and we have it. And I got it in my first administration.
It is.
And I was really somewhat devastated, as devastated as I can be. I don't have time to get too devastated. I was very happy that today, as you saw, the group that does
You got a
this, the
haircut?
group, Radical Left Group, announced that Trump was right.
The sides of his head look weird. Am I wrong?
Worth of tariffs at the $4 trillion are going to reduce the deficit.
No,
The
no, I'm
number's
wrong.
far
I'm wrong.
greater
It's
than
just
they
flipped
ever
back.
expected or heard of. And by the way, the stock market went up 1,000 points.
Yeah.
That was
Stock market's killing it
I can't tell
today.
you what happened. A lot of things happened, but the stock market's up almost 1,000 points, and it's basically on the news that the release that just came out.
I like the
from
no
government
tie look
that,
on him today.
the
Do you remember,
tariffs
the last couple
that
ties have
everybody was
been really
talking about,
bright.
that the whole world respects
Really
us
bright.
for.
No
for
tie
what we
today. A
did.
little more relaxed Trump.
The tariffs are going to be
Hat,
at
no
$4
tie.
trillion. They're going to reduce the deficit by $4 trillion, Mr. Vice President. What do
Pretty
you
good,
think?
sir.
Someone says his face looks
different.
different. It might just be a
It's
clean
got a
shave.
huge impact,
It might
and
just
the
be a
stock
fresh
market is way up.
shave.
But this will drive more than $30 billion in U.S. economy and create 185,000 American jobs. No sporting event attracts more attention or more fans or anything else. And I just look forward to the draw. So we're going to have the draw, essentially, Johnny, at the Kennedy Center. And by that time, it'll be in even better shape.
I try to look
It's
relaxed,
about a
even
year
with the
project
tie,
to make it.
personally.
It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. You see the way this is looking?
He's got the Kellerman. I don't have a red
I can't tell you how
hat.
much
Shit,
that
I wish I had a
gold
hat
costs,
to
a
put
lot of
on.
money.
So
There's
I could.
nothing like
I
gold.
would
There's nothing like solid gold. But this beautiful
Damn.
office needed it. It had to be represented.
I don't even
When we
have
took
like
it
a
over,
fucking
it was
news
dirty,
hat lying around.
not clean. I immediately changed the chair and had this beautiful desk renovated, brought out by the White House. People that do this, they did a great job.
No one's wearing a
We have
tie.
a craftsman who's great.
No ties
Uh,
today.
This was not appropriate for the Oval Office, what I took over. Now, you look at all those paintings you're allowed to turn back.
It's
All
Friday
these
at the
great
White
presidents,
House.
And they were all in the vaults. They were in vaults for some cases much more than 100 years. And now they're proud.
I guess I should. Here, I'll take off the. Since no one's wearing a tie, I'll take my tie.
Changing it, but they were buried in vaults for over 100 years, many of them. So it's very exciting. People come in, they really love it. They love what we're doing.
It's a no
They love
tie
what we're
day,
doing in
guys.
DC, and they love what we're doing, most importantly, in the country and the world. I'd like to ask Johnny to say a few words.
Should I
He's
unbutton
the head of the
another-
whole thing.
No,
He's
I
been there
think
for a
I'm
long
relaxed
time.
enough.
Probably the most respected man in sports. He's amazing, actually. Works very hard, and he's got the biggest event in the world coming right here to the United States. And we did a little for Canada, we did a little for Mexico. We thought, see, I'm a good citizen. I said, let them have a little piece. So we gave a little to Canada, see how nice I am? And we gave a little bit to Mexico. And Johnny, please say a few words.
Thank you, President. Great honor for me to be here with you today, President, Vice President, Excellencies. Fantastic to announce what you said, which is the final draw of the FIFA World Cup on the 5th of December here in the capital, in the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. at 12 noon sharp. It will be broadcast live all over the world. 1 billion viewers will watch it, and it will determine, of course, the match schedule, which 48 participating teams will play. You said it, 104 matches in 1 month, 104 Super Bowls. This is not just the biggest, the greatest event, not just a sports event, it's a social event as well, with a lot of emotion. We are uniting the world, Mr. President, uniting the world here in America. And we're very proud
This is
of that.
Gianni
Those teams, those
Infantino,
national teams who will come here to participate
Swiss
in
Italian
this, draw with
football
their coaches, with their
administrator.
presidents, they will all be proud to be part of writing this history. And that's why we brought as well this, which is the winner's trophy. It is the trophy that the winner of the FIFA World Cup wins. Only the FIFA president, presidents of countries, and then those who win can touch it, because it's for winners only. And since you are a winner, of course, you can as well touch it. It's pretty heavy.
Wow.
It's the winner trophy. The last one who lifted that is Lionel Messi of Argentina. And here it is in the Oval Office in the White House.
Can I keep it?
For you. Well, you can keep
We're not
it.
giving it
World
back.
Cup.
We're not giving it back. That's serious.
It fits well.
That goes very well on the wall right over there. We'll put it right below the angels.
It fits well here.
That's
actually.
beautiful. Yeah,
You can
that's,
keep it until we have to give it to the next winner.
That's fine. That's a beautiful piece of gold, I will say.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So 6 billion euros for the World Cup. 6 million.
I really think he was
according to
just
the matches,
gonna let him touch it for a few
30
minutes.
billion economic impact.
And then
100,
Trump is keeping it.
5,000 jobs. This will be absolutely.
Do you think he'll give it up when
biggest event
the next people
ever.
when the World
And everything
Cup
will
is
start
won?
here in Washington DC at the Kennedy Center.
Or is he gonna be like, make a new one?
Kennedy Center. You can see that it will be called on the 5th of September at noon sharp. 5th of December, noon sharp. Then, if I may.
Will they be
Mr. President,
doing most of the draws, all of the draws at the Kennedy? How are you going to do that?
Yes, we'll do that at the Kennedy Center. We'll do all the other meetings around it with the coaches, with the broadcasters, with
That's
the
great.
sponsors, everything at the Kennedy Center. The whole
You'll be very
World
happy.
Cup starts, and everyone will be happy because everyone has qualified for the World Cup and they didn't yet play a game, so they didn't lose yet a game. So they all think they can become world champion, right?
They'll all be happy.
Exactly. Now,
By the way, an example, supposing we had a week ago when everybody was being killed and mugged and everything else, despite the phony numbers that were given out, that it was getting better. Brian, do you believe it was getting better or getting worse?
Oh, the crime was getting worse. I mean, I was robbed. It was getting way
What
worse.
after you? How did the other guy come out?
He came out with a briefcase.
Came out with you.
Yeah. So, Robert 1, Brian 0.
No, but can you imagine you do this and then you start hearing that they had a 20-year reduction of crime. It's worse. It was worse during the Biden administration than anybody's ever imagined possible. And I guarantee you, he wouldn't be here if those numbers continued. But now we have total safety. We have total security. And for the border, in 3 months, 0 people. These are done by liberal people that do these charts. 0 people came through our border in the last 90 days. Can you believe it? 0. Last year we had millions of people coming in, and they came in from the wrong locations. They came in a lot of people that shouldn't be here. So now when we have
In over
this
20
event in
years,
December, it's gonna
not
be
ever,
very safe.
to
Johnny,
be-
you can
to
walk
be
down
clear.
the street with your beautiful wife.
yeah,
You can take her to dinner if you can get a reservation, which I doubt.
they're all full the restaurants.
I know. They're all full. I heard that too. The restaurants aren't the restaurants, since we are doing this, are doing
Yeah,
great.
in the 80s
Many
it
new
was
restaurants are going to
worse.
open because, as you know, many
In the
closed.
90s, it was
Many
the murder
restaurants
capital of
closed
the U.S.
because the crime was so bad. This will be one of the safest places anywhere on earth. So, I really am honored that the National Guard.
So
has
the
done
worst
such
in
a
modern
good
memory
job
was under
working with the
Biden, but
police.
not the worst ever.
And we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do. We have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one. But they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. I did great with the black vote, as you know, and they want something to happen. So I think Chicago will be our next. And then we'll help
Interesting.
with New York. We're going to help with. And I think a lot of.
He's gonna do
a
it
lot
for
of
the
these
black
people
women.
That you see on television.
He's going to militarize
they're
Chicago
including
next,
people in this audience.
but it's
They'll
for the
say
black
bad things
women.
about
Just
me, and then they'll say, thank God
before
he's
you
here."
say
Because
anything
half
about
of them got
why it's
mugged
For the black
and
women.
they don't want to get mugged again. But they're, they work for they work for stupid people that are radical left, and they're made to do things and say things that they don't want to be saying. But the people right here are all happy because you're not going to be mugged in Washington, D.C. anymore. I just want to say Johnny's been my friend for a long time. He's an incredible guy, and we will lay out the red carpet. Andrew, you're going to be fantastic. Rick is going to be everything Rick ever touched has always worked out, and he's working with me on the Kennedy Center. And his very good friend was an actor on Broadway for 5 years, right? And I assume he's helping us a little bit, right?
Yes.
And Andrew, you're all excited about it?
Absolutely.
Is that relevant?
Say something?
This is a great opportunity, Mr. President, to show off the first 250 years of the United States of America, the greatness and then the hope and promise of the next 250 years. When you think this World Cup is going to be over our 250th birthday, Mr. President, your leadership, obviously, with FIFA leading the way, this is the largest sporting event in the history of the world under the Trump administration. So I'm very excited.
I just want to say one thing. Andrew Giuliani, so his father is Rudy, the greatest mayor in the history of New York, I think by far.
Rudy Giuliani, I mean, definitely tough on crime.
Really under siege.
Definitely
Probably
tough
most
on
people thought he was
crime.
gonna survive.
I think he kind of tarnished his reputation, though,
Great
if I
mayor.
remember correctly.
And then they treated him very, very unfairly. You go back and tell your father all of the things that have come out over the last couple of months through Tulsi and through all of the people, Cash, everybody. They've proven your father 100% correct. His father was treated so unfairly. Your father has been 100% correct, and tell him we all love him. It was amazing. What he had to go through was very, very unfair, nasty. These are bad people. Mr. Vice President, would you like to say something?
Well, sure, Mr. President. Thank you, and thanks to Johnny for being here. We're very thrilled about the World Cup. Just to echo something the President said about crime in Washington, D.C., this is the national capital of the greatest nation in the world, and we had murder rates just a few weeks ago that rivaled some of the worst third world cities anywhere, even in very, very poor regions of the world. Why did we accept that? Why did we allow it to happen? We allowed it to happen because we had broken leadership in Washington, D.C., and unfortunately sitting behind the Resolute desk. What we have shown in just under 2 weeks of taking law enforcement seriously is that the American people can have their streets back if their leadership is willing to put in the time and the resources. Mr. President, you've shown in Washington, D.C. that we can have safe streets again. We've just got to have the political willpower to focus on the bad guys and to give the American people back their communities. We are focused on doing that thanks to the President's leadership.
Thank you. And that's a really very small percentage. It's 2%, 3%, but that 2% and 3% wreaks just havoc throughout a community. People are petrified, and I notice a couple of the women in the back are shaking their head, yes, yes, yes. I won't report who you are because you'll end up losing your jobs, but it's true. It's amazing, and the police, and you look at the D.C. National Guard. I saw pictures of them last night getting off vans and all, and I saw some bad ones running, but they're not running so much anymore. They're not there. They're just not even. They're not even trying. You're totally safe. Now there'll be something happening sometime. I don't know. Maybe it won't be for a long time. But this was every night would get reports of people being mugged.
What is he talking about?
There's one woman on
There may
television
still
last night,
sometimes be
badly
crime.
busted up
Okay.
nose. And she's, well, I like our streets
We know.
the way they used to be. And she thinks it's going to happen like by doing nothing. And they say, what happened to your nose? She got slugged by a guy walking down the street. Slugged. Her nose will never be the same, I guarantee you. Unless
That has happened in
unless it
a
takes
lot
pretty
of
good
places.
turn.
Just to
She
be
was
clear,
in a-
that's not
really
like
forest.
only
She
happening
sort
in
of said,
Washington,
well, maybe
D.C.
something has to happen. Before this happened to me, she got whacked. And I don't think she'll ever be the same. She almost became, she was a half a Trump fan, a woman that would have never been a Trump fan, but she was hit hard. It's not going to happen anymore. Not going to happen anymore. But then we're going to beautify.
Well, that's all you
beautify
need to
the
become a
city.
Trump
That's why I
fan.
wasn't
If you're not already, just
Kennedy
all you
Center.
need to do is get
Beautify
punched
the
real
city,
hard.
like
Boom,
it
you're a
has.
Trump
And
fan.
We're working with Clark Construction, the biggest construction company in Chicago.
Just gotta
And,
knock that
in
Democrat
Chicago,
right out of
in,
you.
Washington. And the head of Clark is great. He's all over the world, actually. But Washington, I would say, is their home. That's where they do the best work, the biggest work. And they've been doing a fantastic job. So You're going to have a fantastic, clean, beautiful place. It's going to be better than it ever was before. Literally
Now,
better than
tell
it
me
ever
in the
was
chat.
before.
Obviously,
Because,
nobody
very
wants like a
quickly, I wanna
militarized
thank
state,
Clark,
but
'cause,
tell me in the chat,
they're doing a lot of work.
if the
a lot of
military
different
leaves and then
locations, but,
things are great,
They've been fantastic for getting us the right contract.
does the result justify the means?
Right. And Johnny, did you want to say something?
Yes, one more thing, because as you rightly say, with security and beautifying cities and the whole country, we want people to come and enjoy and have fun. And that's why this is not just the most iconic trophy in the world of sport, but we start on the 10th of September, the sale of tickets for the FIFA World Cup. And we have the first ticket here for the final.
Good. Wow.
For you.
Oh, good. Wow.
It's of course row 1, seat 1. It's ticket number
I hope
45,
so.
47. And it's for the final in New York, New Jersey.
It's
So
a
you have your ticket
giant
already for the
ticket
final.
to the
All
World
the
Cup.
others, 10th of September, start getting your tickets.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
6.5, 7 million tickets.
That's beautiful. It's a
Fans
giant
will
ticket.
enjoy- will
You
enjoy
do
the
records.
security here will be fantastic.
You're going to do record business, I think.
100%.
Christy, would you like to say something?
Yeah, Mr. President, millions of people will come to this country, and we'll make sure they get their travel documents, their visas, that they want to come here and spend their money and enjoy this sporting event. It'll be the largest event. in the
Visa
world. And you're
exceptions
reminding me
for
of something that
the FIFA
my dad
World
used
Cup.
to say all the time when I was growing up. He would say, Christy,
Yes, Jory, this is seriously the announcement.
And in this country, when people look at our streets, when they look at our capital, you're bringing respect back to this city. And people will respect our country more because it's safe. it's
Some
clean,
might
it's
think this is
beautiful,
some kind of
and what we're
distraction
doing
from
is
something.
transforming this nation by making sure that our laws are upheld. And millions of people are going to come and be
Seems
able
like
to
the
enjoy
Russia-Ukraine talks
Well,
aren't really
Christy
going
was
so well.
respected Again. And a year ago, we had a dead country. I'm telling you, it was a dead country. It was a country that that had lost its way.
We're hot now, though, weren't we? Aren't we?
Look, even today, where they say $4 trillion.
Tell us how hot we are.
Of deficits, and this was totally unexpected. They didn't expect it. I mean, I don't know where they've been, the people that do this stuff, but it's terrible. I want to thank Christy for another reason. I said to her 2 weeks ago, I said, Christy, do me a favor. I built hundreds of miles of wall. I built the same wall that the Border Patrol asked me to build. It wasn't my first choice. I wanted to do concrete plank and everything nice. You wouldn't have been able to see through it. So I had Border Patrol in, and they tested everything else. And we gave them steel wall, high-grade steel, very hard to cut. Then we gave inside that is 9,000-pound concrete, which is a very tough concrete. Inside that is rebar, a big, fat piece of rebar. So you have all different materials that are very hard to cut.
That's how
need
you make a
different
wall.
Instruments to cut each one. And I said, Kristen, we got to get a coat of paint on it. And I didn't know she was listening, but I said, we got to get a coat of paint, and it should be black, because black makes the steel very hot. It's untouchable. You could fry an egg on it. And if you got a good black flat paint, it would look beautiful. It will preserve it from rust.
I don't know
And that was it.
if
I
a
gave it
big
to her
black
along with
wall
30
would
other things.
look
She's done such a good job
beautiful.
with the order with Tom Homan and the group. Tom Homan's a fantastic guy. What the job he does.
I mean,
the way
fine,
they
paint
work
it black,
together.
but
So, I turned on last
beautiful?
night and I see Christie's painting the wall.
I don't know about that.
And it looked beautiful, by the way, when
It is
that paint went over
beautiful, and it's
there.
hot. Yes, it is.
It's hot. If it's white, it's
Everybody
not
go
hot.
paint
If
your
it's
walls
black,
black
it's
and
gonna
tell
be
me if
very
you
hard
think
to
that
find.
your house is more beautiful.
It's not going to be easy. But it's black and a high quality
Oh,
black.
my
You know,
goodness.
it really looked good.
Yeah, we got
Is
the
that going to
paint
be a
you told us
two-coat
to.
job or a one-coat? One coat.
We used the paint you told me to buy.
Yep. The two-coat will take place in 3 years from now. Right? We'll do the second coat.
Oh, shit,
But it
that
looks
was funny.
beautiful. But thank you very much. I
So
didn't know you were
beautiful,
listening to
that
We
big
talked about 7
black
different
wall.
subjects. And all of a sudden I see her out there painting with a lot of painters and everything else. But it was a beautiful thing to say. Would you like to say something? You've been such a big part of this. Please.
Well, just, Mr. President, we're delighted to be here today for this announcement, but we're also looking forward to having you at the final.
Oh, yes.
On July
Oh, yes.
19th
No, we'll be
in New
there.
York, New
We're
Jersey.
going to be
Make
there.
sure,
A
yeah,
lot of people are gonna be there.
get the whole press line out
I'd like to
there.
thank you all.
July
Do you have
19th.
any questions? or
Tickets on
anybody
sale
else?
now.
It's going to be a big event at the KA Center. Do you intend to take part in it? Will you have a part to play on December 5th?
I may play.
Hosting,
I see the money that the soccer, we call it soccer, but I see the money that these soccer players are making. I may try and play. I'm a very good athlete. My son is a very good athlete, and he's a good soccer player. He's on the tall side for soccer.
Tell me in the chat if you want to see Trump compete on a team in the FIFA
On the tall side, but he's
World
good. But,
Cup.
no, I may put on shorts. I'm extremely good in shorts and join the play. You know, no,
He might put on
we're
shorts.
Many foreigners who want
Breaking
to come
news.
to attend the event are concerned about the visa situation. Can you reassure them?
Yeah, they're going to have a very easy time getting in.
It's going to be
Countries are gonna be
super
very,
easy
very
to get a
easy
visa if you're
Countries are gonna be
coming to
obviously a
see
little
the
bit
World
more
Cup.
difficult. Would you like to explain?
Terrorists,
Yeah,
get your tickets
absolutely.
now.
We have a process set up that we'll be implementing on getting visas approved. Everybody will be thoroughly vetted, but they'll be welcome to this country. It'll happen quickly, and we're excited for them to come. So I
Weekend
would
pass
hope
to
that
America.
Around the world, people know that the United States is excited to bring their family here to enjoy this event.
America welcomes the world.
Yes.
And I can relate from the collaboration that we have testifying for that, absolutely.
And I was just sent a picture from somebody that wants to be there very badly. He's been very respectful of me and of our country, but not so respectful of others. But I'm going to sign this for him, but I was sent one, and I thought you would like to see it. That's a man named Vladimir Putin, who I believe will be coming, depending on what happens.
Putin's going to come to the
Depending
World
on-
Cup?
Depending on what happens, we have a lot of things happening over the next couple of weeks. So, but I thought it was a nice picture of him. Okay of me. but
What
nice of him.
is happening?
So that was very nice that it was sent to me. Okay?
Mr. President.
On
Yes.
that subject, have you talked to Vladimir Putin about the fact that yesterday a big U.S. factory was hit in a Russian airstrike in Ukraine?
Even
What's
with-
your reaction to
I
that?
told
And
him I'm not happy about it. And I'm not happy about anything having to do with that war.
But I do want to sit next to him when I'm watching the game, is all I'm saying. I don't agree with what he's doing. But I just want to hang out with him while the game's going on.
In the middle of the pack in terms of difficulty. No, I'm not happy about anything about that war. Nothing. Not happy at all. We'll see what
That
happens.
was crazy
I said
and so
over the next
unnecessary.
2 weeks we're going to find out which way it's
Even
gonna
if
go.
you are going to do
And,
that, even if you do invite
better
Putin
be
and want him to
very
sit with you,
Why
Why would you just-
Very good call.
why would you
Prime
say
Minister
that?
Carney of Canada
with everything
yesterday
that's going
morning,
on.
Actually, Canada is taking away some retaliatory tariffs.
He's
so-
removing his tariffs, yeah. He's
Exactly.
removing his retaliatory tariffs, which I thought was
Just a
nice.
little
And we're gonna have
unnecessary.
another call soon. Yeah, we have
And
a
held
very
up
good
a
call.
picture of the two of them shaking.
Towards
Well, I like
imperial
him.
trade.
I like him. You know, look, I'm fighting for the United States. Canada and Mexico take a lot of our business over the years, over 25, 30 years, especially during the Biden years. They took a lot of our business, and it's basically all coming back into the United States now. We're hot as a pistol, and it's coming back in because of
Hot as a
tariffs and
pistol.
the incentives we give. It's coming back, and it's impossible, I think, for another country to stop it. And we are working on something. We want to be very good to Canada. I like Carney a lot. I think he's a good person. And we had a very good talk yesterday, so I think it'll be good.
Mr. President, I have a question about the search of Ambassador Bolton's home.
myself
The
over
Vice
here with the
President
press.
recently just did an interview saying that it's about classified documents, but that there's also broad concern about him. What are the concerns
Well, I
that you
haven't
have?
spoken to Pam and the group yet, but I will be. I saw that just like everybody else. I try and stay out of that stuff. I'm allowed to be, and I'm chief law enforcement officer, believe it or not. You know, I don't like to go around saying that, but I am. That's the position. But I purposely don't want to really get involved in it. I'm not a fan of John Bolton. I thought he was a sleazebag, actually. And he suffers major Trump derangement syndrome, but so do a lot of people, and they're not being affected by anything we do. I don't know anything about it. I just saw that. I'll find out about it. But if you believe the news, which I do, I guess his house was raided today, but my house was raided also, called Mar-a-Lago. They went through everything they could, including my young son's room and my wife's area. They went through her drawers, as the expression goes. They went through everything you can imagine.
I don't think that's an
And when she
expression.
came back, she looked, she said, she's very neat.
Went
You know,
through
she's
her
meticulous,
drawers?
And she looked and she said, whoa.
Not an expression I've ever heard of.
This wasn't the way that she had it. So, you know, so I know the feeling. It's not a good feeling. Thank you.
Mr. President, on Ukraine, how long will you give
Putin.
A couple of weeks, we're gonna figure it out. We'll find it.
Do you think you'll have to intervene at some point?
Look, it takes two to tango, you understand that. I wanted to have a meeting with those two. I could have been at the meeting, but a lot of people think that nothing's gonna come out of that meeting, you have to be there. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But we're gonna see. In the meantime, people continue to die. But I solved 7 of them.
I solved a bunch of other
for
things.
31, 35, and 37
Kinda.
years. We had 3 of them that were for more than 30 years, Johnny, and I got them solved.
True, those things did resolve
And we solved
recently.
one that could have been a nuclear war with India.
And the leaders
and
attributed that to
Pakistan.
Trump.
It was getting ready to be a nuclear war. I solved
True.
them all. And this one, I thought we would have had it done by now, but it's more difficult. There's a lot.
Thought
of
we would have had
anger,
it done on day
there's
one.
A tremendous amount of hatred there. So. But we'll see what happens. I think in 2 weeks we'll know which way I'm going, because I'm going to go one way or the other, and they'll learn which way I'm going.
Mr. President, if I got 2 questions for you, one on FIFA, the other one on DC.
I don't know what to make of that
You talk about
comment.
the economic impact
Yeah.
that FIFA will have in these cities.
He's gonna
and
pick a
what's your
side
message to the mayors
soon?
to get their cities prepared, not only the beautification process, but also the safety aspect.
Well, Los Angeles is an example. You know, it's poorly run. We have a mayor there that can't even get permits to the people that lost their houses. Lee Zeldin got every permit. The hardest permit is the federal permit. Within 20 days, every single permit was there for the people to build their houses. But people are writing us and they're saying they won't give us. The mayor is incompetent. The governor is incompetent. You know, Gavin. I know Gavin very well. He's an incompetent guy with a good line of bullshit, and he doesn't get the job done. And frankly, those people want to build their houses. It's terrible. They could have been built. Some of them could have been built already. But think of it, the federal government that has the most complex part, and it's the most complex environmental thing to do. We got it, everybody had it within 30 days. And they're not even close to getting their permits. And now they're talking about taking some of those sites and building low-income housing on them. These are high-end neighborhoods. And I'm all for low-income housing. I built a lot of low-income housing. I know all about 236. I know every program that there is in the government. I used every one of them. I know more about low-income housing than probably almost anybody. And it's great. It's fine. It's wonderful. But you don't build it in Pacific Palisades. You don't build it there, and you don't build it in the other areas that burned down. So they're talking about putting up low-income housing. And you talk about riots. They're going to have riots if that happens, because you're taking the people's property away. They want to build their houses, and they're unable to get permits from the mayor and from the governor. And that's a terrible thing. But, and let me tell you, if I didn't send in the troops in Los Angeles, Johnny wouldn't be in Los Angeles. You wouldn't be having your
Someone,
up there.
let's have a little fun
I sent
here.
in the troops,
Someone,
and even the police commissioner.
somebody said that I talked over the question, and they said no hate. I'm not offended. I talk over a lot of what is said, and I'm sorry for that sometimes, and other times I'm not so much. But I'm curious. He's gone on about all the permitting issues with California. What do we think the question was? Do we think the question was about permitting in California? Let's go back and find out what that question was.
Will you give Putin
A couple of weeks, we're going to figure it out. We'll find it.
Do you think you'll have to intervene at some point?
Look, it takes 2 to 10. Nothing's going to come out of it. Solved done by now, and also to the people that lost their houses.
Their cities prepared, not only the beautification on FIFA, the other one on DC. Can you talk about the economic impact that FIFA will have in these cities, and what's your message to the mayors to get their cities prepared, not only the beautification process, but also the safety aspect?
Well, Los Angeles is an example. You know, it's poorly run.
Okay,
We have a
so
mayor
the-
there that can't even get permits to
the
the people that
question-
lost their houses.
The question was about
Lee Zeldin
FIFA.
got every permit.
and
The hardest
preparing the
permit is
mayors.
federal permit. Within 20 days, every single permit was there for the people to build their houses. But people are writing
So,
us and they're saying they won't give
this
us. The
answer
mayor
is not relevant
incompetent.
to the
governor is
question.
incompetent. You know, Gavin, I know Gavin very
Which is
well.
why
He's
I
an
sometimes
incompetent
just
guy
don't care about
with a
talking
good
over
line of
things.
bullshit. And the other areas that burned down. So they're talking about. I
All right,
didn't send in
this is
the
about where we
troops
were.
in Los Angeles. Johnny wouldn't be in Los Angeles. You wouldn't be having your World Cup there. I sent in the troops and we kept it. And even the police commissioner, the sheriff and the police commissioner, they all said the same thing. They said, we could have never handled what was happening. You saw that, you were there. He said we could have never handled what was that. And then you hear Gavin Newsom, after it's all quelled, you hear Newsom get up and said, we could have done this for ourselves now.
The question was literally about the World Cup.
Taking the chance either.
Okay, my second question is on crime prevention. Would you
Thanks for answering that first
expanding
question.
the national concealed carry to apply to DC like it does in other states like Texas?
Yeah. Well, they have it in some states and they feel strongly about it. As you know, I'm in favor of it. People have to protect themselves. I'm a Second Amendment person, very simply. People have to be able to protect themselves. Especially like in Washington, you walk down the street, a guy comes up and slugs you. He's got a pistol in his hand. You can be tough, you can be in great shape, you can be a powerful person, or you can be a guy that weighs 100 pounds with a gun in your hand.
Right.
And I'll bet on the guy with a gun 100% of the time, right? And so you need protection. So I'm a Second Amendment.
But you just said that
President Trump, you said this morning that you
the mugger was the one with the gun.
to help clean up DC. Have you had any conversations with Mike Johnson and John Thune about where they're going to get that money from?
Which money?
You said this morning that you're going to get $2 billion from Congress to help clean up
Yeah,
DC.
I've spoken to Mike Johnson. I've spoken to John Thune, the Senate, the House, and I think it's going to be very easy to get. It's going to be not a lot of money. I wouldn't even know where to spend the number that you mentioned, but it's going to be money to beautify the city. Yeah, they're ready. Everybody wants to save DC. In one way, it's the easiest. The violence was more than any other city in the country, actually, by far. It may have been more than any other city in the world, if you could think. We looked at some of the worst cities in the world, it was worse. And that's why it angers me to see the mayor saying about how they have it.
Just to be clear, there is literal genocide going on in multiple cities around the world. So
I think it'll be even bipartisan.
I don't think that's quite
I would
right.
imagine Democrats would vote for that one.
Is the plan to get it before the September 30 spending deadline on the Hill?
Well, I don't know if there is a deadline, because if I declare a national emergency, which this was, that ends the deadline. So, I keep seeing about a 30-day deadline, of which we have 22 days left or something. But if I think we're in great shape here, that's one thing. But if I don't, I'm going to just say it's a national emergency. And if I have a national emergency, I can keep...
I'll just say it's a national emergency, and then I can keep them there however long I want.
30 days. It's
Just keep the military around, right? Is that, if you're in DC, tell me in the chat. If you want DC to just be filled with the military all the time.
And a lot of those people are in courts right now, going to court. They're going to go to jail for a long time. So that's going to take more than 30 days. But if I have to, I'll declare a national emergency, which I don't think I have to do. Yeah.
Yeah, just to be clear, he did not call a national emergency
I
yet.
think I'll know.
He'll only do that if he wants
Russia
to.
and frankly of Ukraine.
Not if the situation actually warrants it.
Well, then I'm going to make a decision as to what we do. And it's going to be.
Someone says they're all for the National Guard being on the
And
streets.
that's whether or not it's massive sanctions or massive tariffs or both.
People in
Or do
DC
we
love
do
what he
nothing
did, I'm seeing.
And say it's your fight. Look, I would have never been in this war if I were
Yeah,
president.
if you're not in
You would have
DC,
had this war. It was never going to happen.
then
This was caused by
whether or not you like it doesn't matter. But if you are in DC, I want to know.
Fought. And
Do you feel safer with all the police around and all that?
For 4 years, it was never even a subject. And Vladimir knew, and you see his picture right here. It was nice that he
So
said,
peaceful here in
but
DC
Vladimir
now,
knew
someone says.
very strongly, we wouldn't have stood for him. It wouldn't have happened. 100% wouldn't have happened, but it did happen. And now they're losing from 5 to 7 young kids. Think of it, you're a parent and your son is leaving. He's Russian or he's Ukrainian. And he's leaving and they're waiting.
Someone else
by
says,
a nice,
ICE,
beautiful kid.
I live in DC and ICE needs
Nice
to
crew
go.
cut, all set, he wants to be a soldier. And he goes there first week, he has his
Free
head blown
DC,
off.
someone says.
And he's no different than you people, me. And it doesn't matter where. I solved a problem in the Congo that was vicious. Rwanda and the Congo, the Republic of the Congo. And they were fighting for 31 years, and it was machetes. People were getting their heads chopped off. That was going on for 31 years. I got it solved. You saw it. They came to the White House and we signed an agreement. It was amazing. People can't believe we got it done.
It was amazing.
I love to
It
stop
was.
killing. I really do. People thought it would be just the opposite. Hillary Clinton said, oh, he'll get us into a war. No, I'm getting everybody else out of wars.
Are you saying there's a real possibility then that you do nothing if Putin doesn't come to the table for a ceasefire?
I'll see whose fault it is. If there are reasons why, I'll understand that. I know exactly what I'm doing. We're going to see whether or not they have a meeting. That'll be interesting to see. And if they don't, why didn't they have a meeting? Because I told them to have a meeting. But I'll know in 2 weeks what I'm going to do. I'm pretty good
Your
idea.
Justice Department is also sending some of the Epstein files over to the House Oversight Committee today. Are you in support of them releasing all of them?
I'm in support of keeping it open.
If they wanted
Innocent
to release-
people shouldn't be hurt, but I'm in support of keeping it totally open. I couldn't care less. You got a lot of people that it could be mentioned in those files that don't deserve to be. People, because he knew everybody in Palm Beach. I don't know anything about that, but I have said to Pam and everybody else, give them everything you can give them, because it's a Democrat hoax. It's just a hoax. The whole Epstein thing is a Democrat hoax. So we had the greatest 6 months, 7 months of the history of the presidency, and the Democrats don't know what to do, so they keep bringing up that stuff.
They just
But
don't
it
know what to
affected
do,
them.
so they bring up the Epstein files.
Bill Clinton was on his
I
plane.
I
went
thought
to
the
islands
Epstein
and
files
visited
was a
48
Republican
times.
thing
I don't want to bring that up.
until it got turned
You
into a
have,
Democrat
Larry,
thing.
whatever his name is, Summers, the head of Harvard, who was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. Nobody ever talks about that. But I don't want to hurt Larry Summers, but he was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. No, this is a Democratic hoax to try and get the significance of what we've done over the past 7 months. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Like,
They
what's
say it's
interesting
number
about
one
it
in
is just
history.
how the rhetoric
What we've done,
changed.
including stopping 7 wars. I mean, just include
know?
that. And now you look at the stock market today. It's way up to start off with from where I took
Stock
it.
market's way up.
And this market was
No
going to
doubt
crash.
about that.
If Joe Biden or Kamala were president, this market we would have had a crash like in 1929. You're not going to have that. It's only a question of how high is it going to go. You know, I have the strongest economy in the history of our country. And despite COVID, we had the strongest economy in the history of our country. And we're going to blow it away this time. I was always good at making a lot of money. And whether it was for myself or whether it was, I like doing it this way better. I mean, I like making it for the country. Our country's been ripped off by friend and foe, nations all over the world ripped off. And the friends have been much worse than the foes for the most part. And they're not ripping us off. We just signed a deal with the European Union. They're paying us essentially $950 billion, like a signing fee. They're going to buy $750 billion worth of energy. They weren't buying much of our energy there. And they're very smart in doing it. And as you know, Ursula was here a couple of days ago having to do with the people, the leaders that we had a great, people said they've never seen anything like it, where we had the leaders of Europe right here in the Oval Office. And she's so happy that she has an agreement. But people aren't ripping us anymore. We're run by, this country is run by smart people now.
Mr. President, in Israel,
Two questions. One is about Intel. There's been reports that you're considering taking stake in Intel.
Not an all-time high,
Can you tell
but-
us
About the
that?
10%.
But the 10%.
Up today.
I met a man, he was a very nice man, and I called for his removal because I saw something by a man named Tom Cotton, a senator from Arkansas. He's a great guy, friend of mine, supporter of mine, big supporter. I'm a supporter of his too. And he wrote a pretty nasty story about the head of Intel. And I said, well, if that's right, he should resign. And he came in, he saw me, we talked for a while. I liked him a lot. I thought he was very good. I thought he was somewhat a victim, but you know, nobody's a total victim, I guess. And I said, you know what? I think the United States should be given 10% of Intel. And he said, I would consider that. I said, well, I'd like you to do that because
You know
Intel's
what?
been left behind, as you know, compared to
I think that
Jensen and some
you
of
should
our
just give me
friends,
some money.
NVIDIA, some of the people and the people in, because Intel should have never been. Intel was the biggest, most powerful chip company in the world. And then
Competitors.
they
And then
started
competitors
leaving.
came in.
And they started going to foreign countries, in particular Taiwan. And if we had a president that would have said, okay, you can go to Taiwan, but we're going to put a 100% tariff or a 200 or 300 or a 500% tariff, anybody that sells into the United States has to pay. They wouldn't have left. They would have never left, and we wouldn't have. So in the meantime, we had people that were,
It's possible.
in some cases, good politicians. That
That's
weren't
how they
good on
kept
trade. I
prices
liked that
down,
man, but
just
he was not good on trade.
so that we're all
totally
clear why
disagree
they did that.
around
It's not because they
the car industry
hate
to be
America
taken
or
out of
something.
this country.
We
Plus
we
50%
still
of
buy
our
all the
GDP.
chips.
But that's all
We
coming
still
back.
use
It's
all the
coming back.
chips.
But if somebody
They're
would've
just less
said that
expensive.
With Intel would be a giant right now. Now with that, they've had some bad management over the years.
Yeah,
They
that's
got
a,
lost.
why would
I
you
said,
attribute
I
it
think you
just
should
to
pay
that?
10%
There's
to
also
the company.
a bunch of
And
competitors
they said,
making
yes.
chips.
That's about $10 billion for the. I don't get it. This comes to the United States of America. And I said, I think it would be good having the United States as your partner. He agreed, and they've agreed to do it. And I think it's a great deal for them. And I think it's a great deal. He walked in wanting to keep his job, and he ended up giving us $10 billion for the United States. So we took that $10 billion.
I don't know if that's such a good deal for him.
I'll do more of them. If somebody has, like we have restrictive covenants.
He walked in wanting a
Jensen.
job
We
and
have-
left
It's NVIDIA.
giving them $10 billion.
To unrestrict the covenant. Nothing to do with losing our powers or military or anything, because that I wouldn't do. But there are things you can do that don't affect us, that actually help us. And if we're going to give somebody a restricted covenant, we have a strong restrictive covenant on certain industries. And I will absolutely give somebody a opening on to do a lot of business, which is good for us, as long as it doesn't hurt us in a security or military way. And if I do that, I think the country should be paid, because anybody else, I have it in real estate where I'll have a deal with somebody and I'll have them restrictive covenant. Then they'll come back and they'll say, I'd love to be able to build over here, but I'm not allowed to because you have me covered, you have me restricted. I say, I'll let you build over there, but pay me a lot of money. No different.
That's what they mean.
The country never did it because the country was run by foolish people.
Mr. President, on DC's crime, you said Chicago might be next.
Chicago might be.
Are you making, have there been concrete steps that the administration is taking
No,
to do that?
I
Or what are
haven't
other cities as well?
I haven't spoken with him. He's grossly incompetent. I haven't spoken with him. No, when we're ready, we'll go in and we'll straighten out Chicago, just like we did DC. Chicago is very dangerous, great place. I built great stuff there. I have the most beautiful building in Chicago, I think. But I hate to see what's happened to Chicago. Chicago was our greatest city, actually. Bob Tisch, a great friend of mine, passed away. He used to own the Giants and very successful Lowe's. He said Chicago, I think they had their main office in Chicago. He said Chicago and San Francisco are the two greatest cities in the world. Now you look at what the Democrats have done to San Francisco. They've destroyed it. I own a big chunk of the Bank of America building in San Francisco. And, you know, it's just different. We can clean that up too. We'll clean that one up too. Now, if everything works out, and we've already had calls from other cities, quiet calls from Democrats. We'd love you to come here, because they've lost control of their
Like who?
cities. I'm not going to say because I don't want them to lose their elections. But we've had calls from Democrats and calls from people generally. We'd love you to come here.
There's going to be a lot of speculation about who those Democrats are.
Families of hostages.
And if they exist.
In Israel, families of hostages are opposed to the reoccupying of Gaza. Why is the U.S. still
Well, not
supporting
all of them. And you have to understand, I'm the one that got all of the hostages out. You got a lot of people out. If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be out. I worked with Bibi and I worked with Steve Witkoff. But if it wasn't for me, you would have all these hostages would most likely be dead right now, every one of them. So they all come up here. They come in groups of 10, 12, 13, and many of them, and I've gotten to know a lot of them. They're great people. What they had to go through is incredible. But so now they have 20, but the 20 is actually probably not 20 because a couple maybe aren't around any longer. It's a terrible thing. No, I don't like anymore. I said, you know, when you get down to 20, they're not going to make deals anymore. And they didn't. And then I put out a statement, as you know, there was a tough statement, go in and get them. And they said, we'll give you 10, we'll give you 10. I don't know what Israel's doing, but they were willing now immediately to give us another 10. The situation has to end. It's extortion and it has to end. And we'll see what happens. I actually think they're safer in many ways if you went in and you really went in fast and you did it. And people can't forget October 7th, remember that. I'm friendly with all groups. I won the
What do you
Arab
think,
vote
chat?
in
Would it be
Michigan.
better if they just went in and tried to get all the
Arab vote
hostages?
Started off at 0, I ended up winning. I wouldn't say the candidate was the greatest, but I would have won against anybody. They're great people. But we have to do things properly. And you know, I'm very proud to say I got the hostages out. You have hundreds of people that are living now because of me. And now we have that final little group of people. And Hamas knows that if they give them, that's probably the end of their lives. So it's not easy to get. And I know if you're a parent, you just don't care. You want, I want my baby back. They want their babies back. They want their kids back. And I understand it. But I got them out and did a good job. And we're doing everything we can to get the hostages out. Thank you all very much. Yes?
So Jackson Hole, Jay Powell today said, he suggested that they might cut interest rates, but they have to proceed.
Well, we call him too late for a reason. He should have cut him a year ago. He's too late. You know, we have a stock market that's up 1,000 points today. I better be careful because I go out there and I see it's down 1,000, right? But it's up 1,000 points when I came in here. We have a country that the market's the hottest it's ever been. The country is better than it's ever been. We have a military that I rebuilt largely in my first term. We had a great, successful first term, but this is going to be even better. But we rebuilt it. We gave a lot of it away to Afghanistan, but
these things are only part of the monetary policy puzzle, to be clear.
Day and period in the history of our country that they allowed those 13 wonderful people, but it's really hundreds of people were killed. And they don't talk about the 48 that were so severely wounded with no legs, no arms, nobody ever mentions them except me. But that was the worst day, the most, it just showed how incompetent. Frankly, if that didn't happen, I really believe that you might not have had the problem with Russia. I think Putin was sitting there watching these stupid people.
The question was about Jay Powell.
This is a time to invade.
Cutting rates.
This is a time.
What is he talking about now?
Well, he can do a small incursion. When he said that, it was off to the races, right? When he said he can do a small incursion, remember that? I was surprised he knew the word incursion. I didn't think he had that good of a vocabulary. I want to thank everybody. It's very important to me and to everybody up here, the World Cup. And Johnny has been so incredible. I mean, he's really a great leader. I mean, to think, I said, Johnny, do it by phone. You don't have to come now. He said, I'll come. And he flew all night long to be here and listen to this about how great we're doing in D.C. But he's a fantastic leader. And this will be your most successful World Cup ever. Thank you, sir.
You think America will win? Yeah, can we win it, Mr. President?
I don't know. I watched some of those teams go. They go down that field. I don't know. But let me ask you: what chance does America have of winning?
Well, the home team always has a good chance to win. It depends
See,
on
he's
how
a
it
good
starts.
diplomat.
No, but it has some good
We have a
players.
shot. We have a
Of course. You have a chance.
Will Bear be going to any of the games, Mr. President?
I'd love to have him. He'd love to. He's very tall. Maybe we can make him a goalie. And the goalies are very tall now, right?
Yeah, goalies are very tall.
The goalies, well, he'd be a perfect goalie.
100%.
At his height, he'll be a great
Yeah,
goalie.
exactly.
So we'll put him on the American team.
Yeah.
No, but do the Americans have a chance of, like, getting into the quarterfinals?
Yes,
right?
definitely. No, the quarterfinal definitely, but then, as the tournament goes on with the public 250 years of the United States.
Looks like maybe a long shot.
They will all feel.
According to the
You know, it's amazing, the talent is
betting
when you
page
watch
odds.
these things. I went to the game 2 weeks ago, and it was a big upset. But you look at these people, the way they pass it, it's amazing, really amazing. It's a great art, right? It's a great talent.
It is incredible.
You know the expression, there's a what?
When you draw the names, the matches, were you?
I don't know, that's up he's the boss.
That's an interesting proposal.
He's the boss.
We'll discuss
The odds of the U.S.
And I think the
winning
American team's
the
gonna
next
do it. I mean,
FIFA
here's
World
a-
Cup are currently
Good luck, everybody.
under
Thank you.
3%.
Thank you.
It's an under 3% chance.
No, I just got one.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, there you have it. If you didn't know already, we're going to be hosting the FIFA World Cup. And Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin will be there, if that matters to you. Thanks, everybody, for coming to my live watch along. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I appreciate you giving a shit.